Today in class, we talked about how to evaluate expressions at a specific value. So a couple things we need to remember. When we are evaluating expressions, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the variable or the variables, because sometimes there might be more than one, with numbers. So whatever number they give us. Sometimes I might say y equals 4 or m equals 3. Whatever number they give us is what we're going to replace or we're going to substitute that variable with. Once we do that, then we're going to perform the mathematical operations using the order of operations or PEMDAS. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these examples. It says evaluate the following if y equals 4. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to replace all of the y's that I see with a 4. So instead of 3 plus y, I'm going to have a 3 plus 4. And then I'm just going to evaluate using the order of operations. This one is a one step, so 3 plus 4 gives us a 7, so we're done. Okay, alrighty. So let's move on. Let's make it a little bit harder. Let's throw in some exponents. Let's throw in some multiple operations. So we have y squared plus 8, and everywhere I see a y, I'm going to substitute it with a 4. So 4 squared instead of y squared plus 8. Now we're going to solve using the order of operations. The order of operations has a parentheses, but we don't have any. Now it has exponents. So we're going to take our 4 times 4, because that's what we would get if we expanded 4 squared, and we get 16 plus 8. Now we can work out our addition. 16 plus 8 gives us a 24. We don't have anything else to work out, so that's our final answer. Okay, all right, let's look at this one. We're going to throw in 2 different variables, make it just a smidge harder. It says evaluate the following if m equals 3 and k equals 10. So everywhere I see an m, I'm going to put a 3, and everywhere I see a k, I'm going to put a 10. So instead of m to the third, we're going to put 3 to the third. Plus, instead of 3k, I'm going to have 3 times 10, because we know a number right next to a variable means multiplication. So we have 3 times 10 squared. Okay, and now we're just going to solve using the order of operations. Order of operations, that's what we're going to do our exponents first. So if we have 3 to the third power, if we expanded that out, that would be 3 times 3 times 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 again is 27. So now we have 27. Okay. 10 squared is going to be 10 times 10, which is 100. So 3 to the third is going to be 27. And then we have 10 squared, which was 100. Okay, so now we have addition and multiplication, and we're going to do our multiplication first because it comes first in the order of operations. So 3 times 100 would give us 300. We have 27 plus 300, so our final answer is going to be 327. Okay, so let's look at a real world example. It says the cost of hosting a party is 150 plus 20n, where n is the number of people attending the party. What is the cost to host the party for 35 people? So here's our expression. That's where I always like to start, is by rewriting the expression. So we have 150 plus 20n, and it tells us that n is the number of people attending. So wherever we see an n, we're going to fill it in with a 35 because we're hosting 35 people. So we have 150 plus 20 times, again, we know a number right next to a variable is times, 20 times 35. Now we're going to use our order of operations. I'm going to do my multiplication first. So 20 times 35 would give us 700. So I have 150 plus 700. Final step is to add, and we get 850. So it would cost $850.